Look, I don't know what kind of video that we're starting to do right now, but it's like something o'clock in the morning, and they came and wake me up, and they say I need to do a video right now, and I can't rehearse whatever video it is that I need to do. And so, whatever you hear or see is what you get in this video and stuff. Oh, I've been hearing a lot about some stuff in the politics about how Donald Trump is the better choice than whoever his opposition is, and that might be so. I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy what's going on and stuff, like what's going on with the election, what's going on with modern video games. There's just so much stuff that's going on and stuff, man. Like, I haven't even had the time to put on the costume before we started recording. They just got me out of bed, and I had to just start recording and stuff, like, as soon as I came out of the bedroom and stuff. And it's like, what the, I don't know. Hey, so what's up, everybody? Yeah, you might be wondering what happened to the headphone prop of my costume. That got destroyed by some demon spirit that invaded the clubhouse. But, we got that out of the clubhouse, and our clubhouse is safe from the neighborhood for now. But I probably need to take the mask off because I needed to take a deep breather and stuff, because there's a lot of fucking stuff that we didn't talk about tonight. About how Donald Trump is, possibly better than Kamala Harris. I don't know. Neither of them were probably good. I'll just put that out on the table right now. Neither of them are good. Yeah, it's easier to breathe without the mask on. But yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I'm just walking around, just talking to myself and whoever's watching this video, that the hidden camera is picking up and stuff, like, and sending out to the internet without me knowing about it or whatever. I'm just walking around in my, whatever, but in my home. But it's like everything is going crazy and stuff, I gotta keep the stream like under an hour if I want to basically, reduce the likelihood of glitches happening and this video stream become lost media because of the recording equipment I'm using right now. So, whatever, but it's just crazy what we're doing with in 2024, and I don't mean to make this video old by dating it by putting the year of when this was on there, but yeah, so I'm just, walking around because it's like I don't know what to do right now. I'm just doing whatever I'm doing on this, I'm just talking and babbling and stuff, and I gotta have the mask off for this one because this requires me to breathe a lot on here and stuff, and I gotta talk a lot more than usual because there's so much stuff going on and stuff. Hey, look, it's the kitty! Yeah, so Donald Trump is, just as much of a concern as Kamala Harris, you know. I'm not a liberal, I'm not a Democrat, but Donald Trump, man, he just came out of the woodwork in the 80s, and poof, he's the most famous guy since Elvis Presley and Jesus Christ. It's like, what is going on here, man? You know, a lot of people are so dismissive of the idea of the head wound from Revelation just because of the earshot and stuff, you know, and it's like, the earshot, you know, the ear is part of the head, and his ear got wounded, so technically his head got wounded. You know, there's no way around that, regardless of if you're a Republican, Democrat, or conservative, or liberal. There's no way around that and stuff, you know. Barack Obama couldn't even pull off that head wound and stuff like Donald Trump did and stuff, you know. So, I don't know, but I might go in and out on this video thing just to make sure that it doesn't have the lost media effect on it, you know, but so if it stops recording and records again and disrupts the flow of the live feel, you know, we're just trying to ensure the existence of this video and all that, so you know, it's like the Nintendo Switch almost topped the PlayStation 2, you know, when it comes to the top console of all time, even above original Nintendo in the 80s, you know, or Sega Genesis. This Nintendo Switch, you know, they were so close. You know, they had Kingdom Hearts on there and stuff, but considering what happened to Disney now, who knows how long Kingdom Hearts will be excessively playable on the Switch. So that's why a lot of people still hold on to their PlayStation 2s usually. I mean, yeah, you can get the PlayStation 4 version that has the complete collection, you know, and you know, when you can play that on the PlayStation 5, I'm sure you can. I've heard there's some compatibility issues with the PlayStation 5, with PlayStation 4 games, with Kingdom Hearts, I'm sure ain't one of them, you know, and they made sure that one played on PlayStation 5, I'm sure. I haven't been able to test it myself, but I can verify it with the heavens above, I'm sure, you know, but all I know is Kingdom Hearts on PS2, it was actually designed differently than what you play on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3, because there's this story and urban legend, something like that, where the source code, you know, that they used, where they supposedly manifested came from the heavens the first time through the computers and, you know, under the ROMs. Like that original source code manifestation, they say got lost and they lost track of it and they don't know what happened to it, so they had to reprogram the game from scratch, and they did a pretty good job from what it looks like, you know. You know, Final Fantasy X, on the other hand, that didn't really go over so well, because, like, their eyes got messed up, man. Like, what happened to their eyes on Final Fantasy X and X-2? A lot of people say 10 and 10, you know, Final Fantasy X is the last good Final Fantasy, but it could be 10-2, because 10-2 could be part of 10, you know, but that's beside the point. Did you know that one woman DeLorean character, Gina Carano, was really mean to Disney the other day, you know, at one of the Trump rallies? It's really crazy and stuff. Like, they really think that they're gonna get Disney fans to want to vote for Donald Trump after that McClunky. Whatever, man. And Gina Carano is like, her story doesn't add up and stuff. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense and stuff. She's like the government and all that, the Nazis against the Jews. And how is that any different than being treated badly because of our political views? And then later on, she's like, I never said that Republicans are treated like Jews in the Holocaust! So why is she really fired from Disney? Who knows? I don't trust her. I'm sorry. I don't trust Gina Carano. You know, it's like, look at what happened with Mike Pence. You know, we all thought we could trust him, right? So, you know, and then another thing is the Muslims are endorsing Donald Trump and stuff, right? Yeah, the Muslims, after all the rants and all the rhetoric of Donald Trump saying, oh, I'm the most pro-Israel president, and I'm gonna fight Islamic terrorism, and all blah, 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 and Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris. She can't even say the phrase radical Islamic terrorists and stuff, but now it's like the Muslims are her friends and they're gonna help Donald Trump into office, and that is so much like the New World Order's one world religion, isn't it? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? How everything's going. Like, you got Gina Carano ostracizing the Disney fans away from Donald Trump. And you got the Muslims basically isolating Israel voters away from Donald Trump after all the promise that Donald Trump made to protect Israel from the Muslims. What? Oh, and here's my favorite one, too. Men in women's sports, right? That's my favorite one. Men in women's sports. You know, that's another thing that he tries to campaign behind and stuff. It's like, let me tell you something. Not every man is gonna beat a woman in a sport. Some women are actually gonna beat a man in a sport, and to think that all men are gonna beat all women in a sport is degrading against women and kind of misogynistic, and you know, like, and they're not taking into consideration the whole demon possessed man in the graveyard where they had demoniac strains where the chains couldn't even hold that guy down. So, you know, so that kind of strength could be overpowering the woman more so than men's strength over women's strength. You know, I think, you know, there might be some videos on this YouTube channel that kind of went over that before about that or something, you know, but and then, you know, it's like he says that men can compete in Miss Universe, which is like basically a beauty pageant competition, right? So it's like, on one hand, men can't compete in women's sports, aka men can't compete in women's competition, but yet men can compete in Miss Universe beauty pageant, aka men compete in women's competition. Like, what? Like, what are you really voting for when it comes to Donald Trump and stuff? Like, seriously, dude. it's like, are you better off voting for Donald Trump than Kamala Harris? Maybe, probably, because with Kamala you don't really know for sure, but at least with Donald Trump, you know what you don't know, basically. Because it's like, you know that voting for him could potentially be against Disney, and voting for him could potentially incite Muslim uprising, under the guise of freedom of religion and stuff. Well, you can do whatever you want with your religious freedom and stuff if your religious freedom constitutes for cutting off the heads of Christians. Oh, Donald Trump has no problem with that as long as you're a legal citizen in the United States. Right? As long as you're legal in America, you're legally documented, and you practice your freedom of religion to cut Christians and Jews' heads off, that's perfectly okay. As long as you're not an illegal migrant that comes from Iran or something, then there's a problem. But if you're natively here in America and you're legally allowed to live here, then it's okay to be a radical Muslim to cut Christians' heads off, because Donald Trump says it's all about freedom of religion, whether you're Christian, Jew, Muslim, or Mormon. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I don't even really know what more to talk about and stuff, but I might, have to wind down pretty soon and stuff, because this stuff is just going crazy and stuff. We don't, a lot of people want to say that Donald Trump deserved to get shot. That's not my place to say about that, because, Donald Trump, I don't know, man. On one hand, the Bible says that you be hated of all men for my name's sake. And everybody hates Donald Trump, and he comes in the name of Jesus, so everybody appears to hate him for his name's sake, right? But on the other hand, God's creation testifies of God, and God's creation generally overall sides with God in the grand scheme of things. So, even so, the creation of God is kind of like their hatred towards Trump might reveal who he is or what he might do in the future. So we don't really know for sure. Donald Trump should definitely be wearing suspenders under his suit and stuff. So, don't take me as some radical Donald Trump worshiper who would vote for him no matter what. I consider possibly voting for Donald Trump, because of the whole shooting thing and stuff, and, it's like everybody was kind of mean to him, but then at the same time, he acts like he's like a one world religion ruler and stuff with the Muslims and trying to usurp Disney and all that. So I don't really know what's going on and stuff, All I know is that we'll be inside before Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood comes on.
You know what that music means!
Get up out of bed!
Rudy, wake up! Okay, here we go.
Look at what's ahead!
Everybody ready to go on an adventure?
Get into the car! Rev up and go! Fun is never far!
Time to pump you up!
Get ready to dance!
Let's do the hot dog dance!
Superhero stance!
All right, start the landing.
Get ready to bake!
Here there's a whisk and there's a way.
Munching on some cake!
It's positively perfect, Alice.
Costumes fit just right!
Oh, I'm so glad.
Now we're turning off the lights! Subscribe to Disney Junior YouTube.